Are you just completely tired of waiting in those endless lines at the DMV? I know I am. Well, you're in the right place. Discover the absolute easiest way to renew your vehicle registration in Kentucky, literally right from the comfort of your own couch in this explainer. Let's jump right in and see how the state's digital renewal system can save you some serious time and hassle.
Look, we've all been there, right? Taking time out of a crazy busy workday, driving all the way down to the local county clerk's office, circling the block for what feels like hours just to find parking, only to sit in a crowded waiting room reading a 5-year-old magazine. And all that just to get a little sticker for your license plate. It's a familiar, tedious frustration, and honestly, it can eat up your entire afternoon. But here's the great news. Kentucky has completely modernized its digital infrastructure. They've built an online portal that is basically your ultimate time-saving solution, putting an end to those wasted hours for good.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. Preparation and requirements, 2. Accessing the official portal, 3. The online renewal process, 4. Payment procedures and security, 5. Confirmation and follow-up, and finally, 6. Special cases and exceptions.
All right, let's start with Section 1, Preparation and Requirements.
Okay, before you even open your laptop, let's gather all the necessary tools and documents you're going to need. Being prepared here will make the actual online process incredibly fast. First, you'll need to locate your unique vehicle title number and your license plate number. You can actually find both of these printed right on your current registration receipt. And a quick tip, for the plate number, the system usually just requires the middle 6 characters. Also, grab a valid payment method, like a major credit or debit card, and, this is absolutely crucial, your active Kentucky liability insurance card.
Now there is something you absolutely need to know about. It's called the 45-day rule. For the state's automated database to instantly clear your renewal, your vehicle has to be insured with the same carrier for at least 45 consecutive days. See, under the Kentucky insurance system, licensed insurance companies only submit policy updates to the state once a month. So if you recently switched providers within the last month and a half, the database might show a delay. It basically won't instantly recognize your new policy, and unfortunately you'd be forced to renew in person or by mail with your physical insurance card in hand. Just something to keep in mind.
Also, just to save you a headache later, you should know there are a few systemic blocks built into the portal. For example, if you have a leased vehicle, you simply can't renew online. That's just because of the complex corporate tax structures involved. The same strict rule applies if your registration is already expired, or if you happen to have unpaid personal property taxes on any other vehicle or boat in your name. Oh, and one more thing. If your address on file is incorrect, you really must contact your county clerk to update it before renewing online. If you don't do that, they're going to mail your brand new decal to your old address, leaving you without your tags.
Moving right along to Section 2, Accessing the Official Portal.
To begin your application safely, you're going to open your web browser and type drive.ky.gov directly into your URL bar. This is the official, completely secure digital home for the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's driver and vehicle services. Definitely double-check that spelling before you hit enter, okay?
And speaking of safety, you've got to be incredibly careful of digital scams out there trying to intercept your data and your money. The state has actually issued strict warnings regarding text message phishing scams. Official agencies will never, ever demand traffic ticket or toll payments via text message links, period. Furthermore, you should never use third-party websites that claim to offer quick renewal assistance. These unofficial sites are notorious for charging hidden fees, stealing funds, and worst of all, failing to actually update your state records, which means you'd unknowingly be driving with expired tags. No way. Always stick only to drive.ky.gov.
All right, Section 3, the online renewal process.
Once you're safely on the official portal and click that renewal link, you'll find the system is designed to be incredibly user-friendly, even for complete beginners. First, you just enter your unique vehicle identifiers, that title and plate number we gathered earlier. Next, you'll provide your contact info, like your email and daytime phone number, so the system can send you a digital receipt. After that, the screen is going to clearly display your calculated taxes, registration fees, and transaction charges. Take a second to carefully validate that those numbers look correct. If anything seems surprisingly high or just wrong, simply hit cancel and call your local clerk. But if it all looks good, you'll move on to the final step of authorizing payment. Now, behind the scenes, during these swift steps, there's actually a super powerful engine working for you. It's called KAVS, which stands for the Kentucky Automated Vehicle Information System. This modern infrastructure instantly communicates with the Department of Revenue and the Department of Insurance. It literally verifies in milliseconds that you meet all the legal requirements to renew. It is the invisible machinery making all this convenience possible and completely eliminates the need for you to lug stacks of paper between different government buildings.
Which brings us to Section 4, Payment Procedures and Security. So, the state portal securely accepts all major credit cards: Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. When you look at your final checkout total, just keep in mind that it includes your standard registration fee and usage tax, plus 2 small digital convenience fees. The first is a non-refundable online service fee, which is just a calculated percentage of your total. The second is a flat $2 mailing fee to cover the actual postage of shipping your physical tags. The state is very transparent about these fees up front, so there are absolutely no surprises when you review your bank statement later. Okay, listen closely to this part because it is probably the single biggest mistake a user can make. The state has issued a strict warning against what they call dual fulfillment. Basically, if you initiate an online renewal, do not panic and attempt to call the clerk's office or drop a check in the mail at the exact same time. Because the online payment gateways and the in-person county systems operate totally independently, attempting to renew through multiple channels simultaneously will actually cause your credit card to be charged twice for a single renewal. Just trust the digital process, authorize the payment once, and let the system do its thing.
Next up is Section 5, Confirmation and Follow-up. Once your payment clears the gateway, you've done your part. Now it's the state's turn. Keep in mind, while the payment is instant, the online renewal is not legally finalized until your local county clerk reviews it. It generally takes about 5 to 7 business days for the clerk's office to manually process your digital transaction. Remember, there's a human element here. A real clerk in your county is physically printing out your new registration certificate and decal, stuffing them into an envelope, and mailing them out to the address you have on file.
And hey, once that envelope finally arrives in your mailbox, your job isn't quite done yet. Kentucky statute legally requires you to carry the new certificate of registration, or at least a same-sized photocopy of it, along with your current proof of insurance inside the vehicle at all times. Honestly, tossing it in your glove box the second you open the mail is absolutely the best way to avoid unnecessary traffic citations if you're ever pulled over.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 6, Special Cases and Exceptions.
Let's address some unique scenarios where the standard online renewal rules we just talked about might not apply to you. For instance, if your registration was recently revoked because of a lapse in insurance, Senate Bill 199 dictates that you'll owe a mandatory $40 reinstatement fee, and that has to be handled in person at the clerk's office. Also, if you're a brand new resident or transferring a vehicle from out of state, the online portal won't work for you just yet. New residents have a strict 15-day window to title their vehicle, which requires a physical sheriff's inspection to verify the VIN, plus a completed application for Kentucky Certificate of Title, also known as Form TC 96-182.
Also, let's look at how these modernization efforts are impacting vehicle sales. As of January 2024, under new CAVAS laws, if you sell your car, the physical license plate actually stays with you, the seller. You can then transfer that physical plate and its unexpired registration to another vehicle you own for a simple one-time $11 transfer fee. It's a massive shift in state policy, but one that ultimately saves you money and really streamlines private sales.
Now, as a quick reminder, this explainer provides general guidance based on the current process for renewing vehicle registrations online in Kentucky. Procedures and requirements may change, and viewers should consult the Kentucky DMV for the most accurate and updated information. If you run into any highly specific issues during your process, you can always contact your local county clerk directly or check out the fantastic FAQ resources on drive.ky.gov. So, are you ready to skip the line and renew your Kentucky registration online today? Armed with this knowledge, you are fully prepared to take control of your time, beat the bureaucracy, and get your new tags shipped straight to your door. But, this level of digital convenience begs a bigger question. As our states continue to modernize behind systems like CAVAS, what other outdated bureaucratic hurdles are on the verge of being completely automated? Think about what you'd like to see digitized next. Thanks for joining us on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.